Hello people and how's it doing? Today I just want to say, as a person that's been a political activist for 5 years and has led, I suppose, political activism in Cavan and Monaghan for the last 5 years and been a nuisance to the local authorities and to the local TDs and to the local county councillors, it's always good to hold people to account and to check up and see what they're up to, and be a nuisance in other words. But no, it's always good because you have to always keep an eye on things, and you can't let your eye off the ball in other words. Because, you have to hold people in authority to account. If you didn't hold them to account, to be allowed to walk around the country, as the banks did, a perfect example is what the banks did to this country. They were allowed to walk around the country, do whatever they want, and nobody said boo to them. Fianna Fáil said boo, didn't even say boo to them. The only time the banks said boo to the country was, yes, boo, we're in debt, can you help us? And that's what ended up in Ireland being absolutely bankrupt. Long story. But it's always good to hold people to account, and people say, what happens if they give out to me? But as a political activist for the last 5 years, as I was saying, you have to hold people to account. Simple as that. You can't let people run around the country and do whatever they want. And like even politicians and senators, no matter who they are, nobody's above the law. And if they're being corrupt around here, it's in your best interest to say it to them. No, not to say it to them, obviously not, but to say it to the public and say it to the general public. And not to be afraid, because you have the right to free speech, you have the right to your opinion, you have the right to no matter what, and it's always good to hold people to authority. And if you're not happy with something, you always have the right to say, I'm not happy with this, because you pay the taxpayer pays the politicians along with the local authorities, along with county councillors, along with senators. Yeah, simple as that. Like, you hold people to account, and I'm saying that as somebody who has held so many people to account. I can literally use my hands and my feet, and probably 16 other people to say how many people I hold to authority over the last few years, and put pressure on them to, say to find out whether they tell the truth about this or whether they tell the truth about that. And honest to God, no matter if it was the guards, no matter if it was the church, no matter if it was the state, especially the church. The church, I went through the church for a shortcut so many times. In other words, I went through them for the life of me, to be honest. No matter if it's the guards, the church, the state, politicians, senators, TDs, I've challenged every one of them. At least I've challenged a lot of them anyway. I've always challenged the authority. I always challenged why they're an authority and what are they doing that's benefiting us before them being an authority. And I've been everywhere, really have been everywhere challenging people's authority. But that's what democracy is. You have to challenge people in authority to see that they're worthy enough to be in public office, because you're representing the public. And if you can't answer a simple question, like some people in Fine Gael, when I asked them a question, they went running off. As soon as I asked them a hard question, we don't know anything about that. Well, goodbye, good luck to you. I'm going to the pub, which I wouldn't blame them, to be honest. It could bump me like. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, look back at my video before the election and you know exactly. Because Fine Gael obviously runs away from questions. And the same with most political parties, they won't answer people's questions. The people who pay their taxes. And it's just a joke. And then somebody that's not from the country comes and asks all their questions. And it's just, you're just like, what the hell. But anyway, I always hold people to account, and it's simple as that. There's no harm in holding people to account over things. Anyway, take fortune, subscribe, and one bye.